Cole Poots here with another video, and it's been a while, but I have two subjects that I want to explore today. The first one being the idea of paying attention to your inner world, which I relate to as your thoughts and your emotions. I think that this is an important subject to go over because so many people nowadays have become so distracted by phones, screens, temptations, easy pleasures that get them away from confronting and facing their thoughts and the things that provide discomfort. And I think that there's a lot of power and wisdom in becoming stable and looking at everything that's going on in your mind. And so I've been trying, I've kind of fluctuated ever since August by doing meditation. I was doing it 3 times a day, but I've kind of peeled back and I've only been doing it twice a day. And I think that it's really easy to undermine what meditation is doing for you, what you're accomplishing by meditating. I think especially during COVID and these times right now where people are isolated and they're away from other people, they're in their apartments, they're in their homes a majority of the time, it's causing them to, become more out of balance, out of sync, because we need people. We need to be around people. We need to talk to one another. And it's hard to find value in those self-care practices when you're spending all this time alone. But I think it's very valuable to keep pushing through those things. I guess probably the most frustrating thing that I've been going through here recently is, again, with this extended period of being alone and making sure that we're all adhering to these restrictions. Like, I start my day by looking at the computer and trying to get all my assignments done, projects done, all those sorts of things, trying to keep up with people, trying to get in contact with people. And it's kind of exhausting because it is that thing where you're browsing from this task to this task to this task, and you don't really ever get a break. And so the reason I think this is so important to keep moving with that, even though we're on our own right now, is it allows you, I think, impart mental freedom when you are able to sit down, analyze your thoughts as they come about, and then pass them on. And people don't realize how big of an influence the way that you start your day is going to translate over to the rest of your day. So if you happen to be that person that automatically, when you first wake up, checks your phone, goes and checks this email, emails this client, and then off to this task, and then you take no break and go to the next one, that is, you're training your brain to be a multitasker. It's just not how humans are meant to be. We're not meant to multitask. I don't think it's bad, say, like maybe you're on the phone with your friend, but you came home late and the dishes are there and maybe you need to sweep up a mess or you need a vacuum or something. I don't think that's necessarily too bad. Or like sometimes I like to listen to music as I make my food. But you just don't want it to become habit, So even though my mornings sometimes can be spent in this way of jumping from task to task, I always make sure that there's a period where I distance myself from my phone. And the first thing I do when I wake up, besides making my bed, is I jump into a session of meditation, and then I have one at the end of the night. So that's kind of that delicate reminder for me that, again, it's important. The way you start your day and you finish your day, I think those things should be consistent with one another. And obviously there's going to be moments of chaos throughout your day, but people get so sucked into this lifestyle of being immediately drawn to these I wouldn't even call them pleasures. I mean, kind of pleasures. Um, but instant dopamine kicks. Like that's essentially what these phones are doing to our brains with all the notifications, likes, comments, shares that you're seeing on these things that you post. Is it intrigues you. It gives you that little quick hit of dopamine, and we're deprived of our dopamine because we're getting it all the time. So trying to relate this whole idea together is I challenge people, and I challenge myself, and I think I do a pretty good job of it, is to distance yourself from your phone. You don't have to, like, I would say go and look at your screen time, and let's just say it's at 3 hours, and you're looking to get a little bit better with not checking your phone as much. Just make it a goal of yours to check it 20 minutes less than the day you did before. Like, people think that that small of a number isn't enough to see a change, but I would argue that's pretty good progress in one day if you can trim down 20 minutes. You know, the thing you have to do anytime that you're getting rid of a negative habit or a habit that is interfering with the way that you operate throughout the day, you have to cause friction. You have to cause some sort of barrier or hurdle or something that some hoop that you have to jump through to get to that thing. So with the phone, I guess one thing that I really try and use is if I'm not on it and if I don't need it right away, I try and either turn it off or I put it in another room that I'm not currently in. So like if I'm in my office and I'm doing something with editing video or doing like a school assignment or whatever it may be, I put my phone in my bedroom, in my closet, in a bag, in a backpack that I have hanging up on a rack inside a zipper, and then I close the closet door and I close my bedroom door and I come into my office. And so what you'll see with that, and again over time you're going to get better with these trying to create better habits, is your since it's farther away and it's not within your reach to just pick it up and use it, you're going to have less of a desire to actually go chase that thing and get on it. So that is my tip for people. And again, trying to connect this idea all together is like people are afraid to sit with their thoughts, to sit with their emotions because it's uncomfortable. It's weird. Our society isn't really used to doing that. And I think that is why a lot of people, including myself, even though I've gotten better with it, is we're disassociated. We are not in tune with our inner world, with what is going on inside of our head. And that is why it's very scary to face your thoughts and your emotions, because we all want to distract ourselves from things that feel uncomfortable. But it's important. It's vastly important. And I wish that I didn't have to be on technology as much, but it seems like that's kind of like the current world that we're in, and that's probably with the career choice in mind that I'm going to take on. I'm going to have to be on the computer, but you got to use these things as tools. Any good thing is okay until you start manipulating it and using too much, and that's where it becomes an addiction. So use these things as a tool. As my wise mentor Matt Maggio would say, use social media, use technology, use it as a tool. Don't let it use you. And what you'll find, and just kind of relating this to the phone, because I think the phone is probably the biggest example of the thing that doesn't allow us to do it. Getting rid of the phone, again, periodically, each day getting better, saying like, even if you get 5 minutes, the first day, and then the next day you get 10 minutes, and then the third day, fuck man, you went down 30 minutes. It's like you're making progress, and you'll start to see, it's like with bad food. Like, if you eat shitty food, but then you start to stop eating that shitty food, you're going to have less cravings towards that bad food. And the same idea with the phone, causing resistance to get to the phone. If you're trying to quit eating bad stuff, you want to throw the bad stuff out, and then you want to buy the good stuff. And then you're less inclined to eat the bad stuff or have a craving to eat the bad stuff. And then you find yourself as that disciplined motherfucker at a party where like all your friends have this array of terrible food, and you're sitting there and you grab a plate of full of veggies and fruits, and you're like, yeah man, this stuff tastes good. I don't even need to have that cookie. I don't even need to have that piece of cake. And then what you'll find too is that you can allow yourself to have that piece of cake, that piece of cookie, that Reese's peanut butter cup, because you had that discipline that entire week. For me, on Sundays, I like to get donuts because donuts taste fucking great. So, anyways, that is my thoughts on the idea of sitting down and paying attention to your inner world and your thoughts. I think largely it is just stop being distracted. We can't really be in this world without technology and phones, but we can certainly still have that relationship with people and be connected, but we can also have that time for ourselves. It's about balance, right? Everything in life is about balance. But anyways, that's my ideas, that's my thoughts. I hope you guys like the video. Hope you like what I've been doing on the channel. I've been trying to grow this thing as big as I possibly can. I think there's a lot of exciting things coming up in the future. I'm just trying to stay consistent with it as my schedule is getting filled rapidly with stuff to do. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I'll put like an end card so you guys can see my account. But anyways, thank you guys. Bless you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.